welcome to the LatteDog's Content Creator Cast. I'm the host, Duke Latte, the LatteDog, and I'm joined with...
I think I'm dead. I'm kidding. I was waiting to say that. I am I am the Angry Librarian, aka iSpazzyKitty, on some art sites or Star.
Okay.
Whatever.
Yes. Alright. Yes, that's the first question.
Takes over your podcast.
Yes. Okay. Are there any other names you go by? Is there, like, any pseudonym... any other pseudonyms? Any other pseudonyms that you can claim? Are you secretly...
Oh, I forgot. Am I secretly the Illuminati? Yes, I am. I forgot that was one of the questions, or I wouldn't have answered so, like, shy-ish, like, oh, I don't want to take up too much of your time.
Okay. Okay.
In that case, then, if I said it too quietly, Star or Spazzy or Grim are names that some people call me based on the usernames, or Star is my real name.
Oh, yeah.
2 R's. Spell it right, please.
Okay. Yes.
All those people looking at my profiles and being like, oh, I know she wrote her name right here, but I'm just gonna not pay attention to that.
I mean, you probably misspelled it.
I misspelled my own name, oh no. Misspelled everything in the world. You misspelled. Me pretending to be funny.
Right. Okay, let's just get started here. So, let's just jump into it. What do you create?
I'm kidding. Well, that's not a lie. But, I make comics and stories, and, I kind of dabble in, like, music, but I'm terrible at it. So mostly drawings and characters and writing and stuff.
I see. Is there... Yeah, what do you... What do you... This is my first time, alright? Okay.
It's okay, I'm, like, super shy about everything in the world.
Right. So, let me see. What kind of creator would you say you label yourself, honestly? Like, would you consider yourself a webcomic creator, artist, or all those other things, or something like that? How would you define yourself, exactly? Well, even you just said what you created. How would you define yourself, in particular?
Well, based on the labels example labels that were given, I identify with artist, webcomic creator, and writer. And there might be a few others that are, like, really minor, but those are the main ones that I always tell people if they ask me, what do I like to do? I like to draw. I'm an artist.
Okay. So, what are you currently working on, really, in both short-term and long-term stuff?
I'm working on making my brain work. Yeah. So my biggest long-term project is my webcomic called Justice Roulette, and I have a website for it that's hosted on Comic Fury, and I'm working on revamping the script one more time before I start trying to plow through the first, or technically 0 chapter, chapter 0. Yeah. I did a chapter 0 because I didn't introduce anybody in chapter 1.
Right. Okay. Yeah, I was wondering about that one, honestly. When do you plan... I was going to ask, when do you plan on completing the chapter 0? Because I read it, and there was, like, how many pages up there now?
There's 5 up on the website right now, and I'm gonna redraw those 2, or maybe just some of the panels. Like, most of the panels are older, like at least over a year old, and the last few are like a few months old. So I revamped the script a little bit, so the wording will be a little bit different, but the beginning scene will be pretty much the same. And then I think I tweaked it a little bit more, but it's around the same kind of thing. Chapter 1, I went and reread it, and then I was just like, I need to redo this. Nothing makes any sense.
Yeah.
I mean, some stuff did, but then there was other things that were just kind of pulled out of our ass, and we just asked. I don't know. I wrote it with Fluffy. My husband, his name is Fluffy. That's not his real name, but that's what his name is. Yeah.
Yeah.
As far as short, sorry, I keep interrupting. I just wanted to make sure I got the answer thorough and stuff.
Short-term stuff.
Yeah. Short term, I'm currently in a joke OCT called The Chosen One. And since season 2 this is the second time I've joined it, and I need to finish my audition. My character is Mavis, the whole-faced OC genderless. Well, they're not genderless; they're like intersex. But yeah.
Yeah.
That's what they are.
Yeah. I follow your Tumblr. You based it off of Hole from Miss Butler Art's comic. Let me think. Too Much Caffeine.
Yeah.
A state that I live in constantly.
Yeah. I thought Hole was just the cutest thing in the world, and I wanted a character like that. And I was like, is it unoriginal for me to make one character of that species? But I actually think Mavis would be a fun character to put in JR. Like, they could be a somewhat silent protagonist or side protagonist, like on Julie's squad or something. And all they do is make vacuum cleaner noises and be the voice of reason, even though they don't really have much of a voice.
Right. Of course.
And then everyone's just like, what are they?
Anyways, so what is JR about, really? What would you consider Justice Roulette about, in a short summary, if you can give one?
Oh no, short summaries are my enemy. I'm kidding. Sometimes they are, but I think I'm getting better. It's about this human lion hybrid policewoman who lives in like several hundred years in the future. Earth is like not exactly Earth anymore, but it's still the same rock Earth. And there's aliens and crime and a lot of societal conflict, I guess. Like, there's xenophobia between the humans and the aliens, and I kind of what's the word? I kind of I know the word. What is it? It's like when you mix paint and water together and they get all like whooshy and they're not different colors anymore.
Thinning?
Whatever that word is. Huh?
Are you talking like thinning? No. Is that the word?
No.
Okay.
No, that's not the right word. Melting.
Diluting.
Damn it.
No. Is that one?
I don't think so. Like, what? This is dumb. What? Word for blending together.
Mixing. You're not.
Yeah, mixing could work. Maybe bleeding was the right one? I don't think so, though.
Oh, well.
I guess we can just...
Diffusing?
Blah,
I don't know.
care.
Osmosis?
Yeah, I don't know what the heck. Osmosis. I don't know what the hell I was trying to say. I give up.
Okay.
Okay. It's your choice whether you want to edit out that train wreck.
Nah, I'm gonna keep it in.
Okay.
Anyways.
Where was I? I am mixing together, even though that's not the right connotation, the boundaries or whatever between, like, racism between different races of humans. Blurring, yeah, that's a good one. Blurring is good. Frick. Yeah.
Okay.
Because, one, I don't have a heavy or educated understanding of that in real life. For some reason, it's way easier to handle it with aliens and humans rather than humans and other humans. And also because it makes it relevant in a way, but also different and more interesting, and also easier for me to tackle without accidentally getting something wrong and having somebody attack me for it.
I see. Okay, so let me see. That's. Are there any projects?
I think I may have gotten off track.
Yeah.
Well, maybe not. I don't know.
Are there any current are there any projects that you're looking forward to working on? Like, is there anything in the future that you're planning on doing?
I have other projects that I have been wanting to flesh out, and I keep having trouble staying on them because I either get distracted by stupid life things or I go back to JR, which I'm glad I'm going back to JR because I don't want to mess it up. One of them is called, right now it's called Amber 411 because I named it when I was like 9. No, wait, that's not the right age. It was 2009. I don't know how old I was. 12 or 13 or something. Probably 13 because that's how old the character was, the main character, and I always made my main characters like the same age as me. Or at least that was a common theme for me. A lot of my main characters were the same age as me. So yeah, that one is about furries basically, superpowered furries.
Cool.
All the furries. No humans. I was gonna add humans, but then later it got so cluttered that because I was still growing at the time and I was just taking in everything and shoving it into this one thing, and then it became just this big mess that I didn't know what to do with, so I just kind of put it on hold for a while.
You know what's the... You know what I have a you know what is always a problem with making everything furries, making every character a furry? What do they eat? If there are meat eaters in this place and there's still meat, what do they eat?
I didn't think about that.
Yeah.
Like, what do they... Like, even in Zootopia... Well, I guess they eat each other. I don't know.
I think it was a behind-the-scenes thing in Zootopia. Like, fish aren't exactly evolved, so they... I think it's like fish and bugs or something like that.
Yeah. Or like carrots, plants, or something.
Yeah.
And, like, in Pokemon, it's confirmed somewhere in the games that they eat Pokemon. Like, some people eat some Pokemon. Like, Slowpoke tails are a delicacy.
Yeah.
Like, that's kind of messed up because, I don't know, it feels sort of messed up to me because on one hand they feel like animals, but on the other hand they're as sentient as humans. I don't know. Yeah. Shrug. Pokemon.
Let's see. What do I have here? What else?
As far as others, I have a couple. I got stuck on short term. Oops. 2 other projects. One of them is called Layers, and it's about something about super weapons and gods or something. I couldn't figure out how I wanted the concept to be yet, so that one ended up being paused also. And then there's one other one called John and John, which is about parallel universes with parallel humans, and like these humans are different than these ones, and some of them are what if Hitler won the war and shit. And there's I had some funny ideas for that, but again I ended up getting stuck on it.
Yeah. Let me see. Yeah. Have you collaborated or are you currently collaborating with anyone?
I think so. One moment, I have to burp again. And I don't want to just, like, throw that. Okay, I think it's not happening. Never mind. I tend to collaborate with my friends a lot and with my husband as far as writing and art goes, especially writing a lot. I have a few, like, people that I often go to for ideas because they are the best writers I know and they're creative and stuff. And they all have different views on things, so it's... Excuse me. It provides a lot of perspectives that I can take into account. Like, I showed my... what I have so far of chapter 1 to a couple of my friends, and they were like, "Oh, I really like this." And then I showed it to another one of my friends, and he just kind of like picked it apart, like not in a bad way, but he just kind of started listing off tons and tons of tiny things that I screwed up. So I was like, I fixed them, and I was just like, "Oh, okay." It's funny. And then he's just like, "Sorry for shitting all over your script. I just wanted to help." They're like, "Nah, it's all good."
Those are the kind of friends you need. The ones who
I need someone to shit on my script, like in a friendly manner, I guess.
Yeah, they need someone who can take you apart and just tell you what's wrong.
And then help you put yourself back together.
That part's the important part as well. That's how you know he's a friend. If he helps you put yourself back together. Okay.
Yeah, we like writing stories together.
Alright. Yeah. Are you affiliated with any groups slash communities within your medium? Do you like is there are there any like art groups or something like that you would say you're affiliated with that, or say I don't know, like is there I guess you can say you already have your friends, so I guess that counts or something like that. But yeah,
I don't know.
you know how the commentary community works.
Kind of.
Yeah, you have
I stopped watching them a while ago.
yeah, you have your big shots like Colossal and Pyrus
Oh, those kind of
Cynicals.
commentaries.
Yeah, you have your like big shots like Colossal is crazy and Pyrocynical, and then you have
Movies.
pretty much everybody else who knows them because they reach out to a lot of people. Haven't you heard of that? Yeah.
Kind of. I mean, I'm like in several fandoms, I guess you could say, of various YouTubers and creators that I like, and I noticed that they sort of have a circle of other content creators that are about as well known or a little more or less than they are, and sometimes they help each other out through stuff, like, yeah, like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, like
I don't know if I have anything like that. I mean, I have my friend groups, but a lot of them are not really public creators, except for just maybe being on DeviantArt and stuff like that, and just being kind of there.
Yeah.
But none of them are just like Jacksepticeye, Markiplier, make it a collab. Oh my god, you know?
yeah. And
not very popular. Like,
Yeah, Jacksepticeye, Markiplier, and PewDiePie all in the same video together. Oh my god. Anyways, let me see. What? Yeah, like, okay, so,
I do like the community feel though when you can manage to get that.
yeah.
Like sometimes, some of my Discord groups maybe.
Yeah.
I like Discord.
Yeah. I hardly ever have an excuse to use it, honestly. I don't really... I mean, I join a few chats as well. Like, I'm currently in a few, like, Shot from the Points chat on Discord, and the narrator's Discord, and some other guy's Discord. Oh, and but yeah, that's pretty much it. I don't really use Discord for much of anything.
Yeah, some of my friends like jumped ship and I'll put their group in Discord, so now I use it more. And then I have one other friend group that I never click on anymore because shrug. And one that I accidentally made with one of my friends because we didn't know how to use Discord yet. Then two LGBT related ones, one Tulpa and one for the OCT I'm in because it's funny.
Okay.
Memes everywhere.
all the memes.
Dog ears.
Yes.
I'm a wolf.
Right. Anyways, when would you say you started working in your medium?
I feel like my medium has jumped ship as well, but I started drawing when I was 7 or so. That's when I first started getting all those creative thoughts, like, oh, I can make my own movie with this character who looks exactly like this one, except he walks on all fours and he has spots. And he looks terrible because it's the first time I've ever drawn anything in my life.
Yeah.
He's 10 years old and he has superpowers like Superman, except more. And every time I made a new character, they had more powers than the last one. So, like, what happens in this story? It's fun to learn sometimes. Oh, my very first story was a crossover fanfiction between, like, 2 or 3 different movies or shows or something. I think it was Osmosis Jones or the show. It might have been the show Ozzy and Drix combined with Lucky and Zorba, which nobody's ever heard of, and combined somewhat at the end with like this weird show that I barely remember that was like aliens and humans. I don't remember what it was called actually, but it was something about Tommy, this kid named Tommy, and he had alien friends. I actually remember his name. That's weird. And all I did was rewrite a scene that I saw. Like, that's how terrible I was.
I remember there was this story that I did for class, in English class, when I was in middle school, and I basically just summarized Saw. That's literally all I did.
That's funny. I didn't even barely touch horror movies until I moved out of my house, like went off on my own with my husband or something, because I was scared to watch them alone.
I started.
Now my brain is just full of shit.
Yeah. I started watching horror movies when, right around the time when I was like 12 or 13, I stopped getting nightmares for some reason.
Well, that's cool.
So I decided, you know what? I don't receive nightmares anymore. Let me try and scare myself. Let me see if I can bring the nightmares back.
I want to have nightmares again. I think I started with like creepypastas and stuff, and I didn't really read them. I just listened to other people on YouTube read them.
Oh, you want to know? You want to know what my introduction to creepypasta was?
What?
Cupcakes.
Ha! That's funny. I don't remember what my first one was.
Yep.
I think it. I don't know if I had like a story first that made me know what creepypasta was. I just was like, oh, I know what Slender Man and Jeff the Killer is.
Yeah. That's how it started with me. I remember when the Slender, the 8 Pages came out, the free crappy Unity game that started making its rounds and such. Remember when that came out?
Sort of. I never actually played it or was really there to see it. Like, when I say there, I just, like, wasn't consciously there. I never noticed it. But I did kind of recently, like maybe a few months ago, go back and watch all of the Marble Hornet thing on YouTube, and it was really neat. I really liked it.
I think that was at my request, actually. Or something like that.
I don't know. You and somebody else like mentioned it, and I was like, I think I might try to watch that because I remember enjoying the movie. But then when I went back and watched the Marble Hornet story movie or Always Watching or whatever, I was like, oh, okay, so this is kind of crap, and the original series is good. Got it.
Cool.
Actually, it was okay. It just wasn't as good as the series. Right.
I don't think I would watch the movie. I haven't finished watching the actual series. Yeah. I need to get on that.
I feel like I only watched that.
I have bad commitment issues when it comes to watching series.
Oh, yeah, me too. There's so many that I've started and never finished.
Currently, the one that I've been binging on recently is actually Hunter x Hunter. Is a series. Have you heard of that one? It's an anime.
Hunter x Hunter.
Yes.
Yeah, I've heard of it.
It's really good, especially if you get past the first arc, the Hunter exam arc. It becomes really good after that. Yeah. Yeah.
I notice a lot of really good shows have sort of a weak start, and then they kind of get a lot better or something.
Yeah.
Which I suppose makes a lot of sense. Like, I guess that's kind of why a lot of people, when they try to recommend a show and somebody watches the first episode naturally and they're like, I didn't really like that, and they're like, no, you have to keep watching. You have to keep watching it. And they're like, that's dumb. And I'm just like, well, technically it gets a lot better, but I can also understand how if you're not really interested in the first place, you might not want to watch it. I don't know.
Yeah, I understand that. Ever heard of a reviewer called Arcada Glass Reflection?
No.
He does anime show reviews, and I think I recall he once said that if you were going to watch Cowboy Bebop, you should watch it from the 4th episode. you should watch the 4th episode, then watch the first 3. Well,
so you can stand to get through the first 3.
yes, because that I think it's something along the lines of it gets good at episode 4 or something like that.
Yeah. I have friends who love JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, and I think they said that season 2 was better than the first one or something. Me and my husband sort of want to watch it because it has some funny stuff in it, but I don't think I could stand it. It's just so out there.
When I first started watching JoJo, I kind of got through the stuff I only got through the stuff you're supposed to slog through to get to the good stuff, apparently, or something like that. Like the first few episodes. Then I stopped there because I had to do homework or something like that.
And I didn't really enjoy Gurren Lagann quite as much as everybody else did either. Like when I made that one video about unlikable characters and I used Kamina as an example for something, at the time of writing the script, I had only seen like none of it, like a few episodes or 2 episodes. But then by the time I made the video, I had seen the entire series. And I held the same opinion.
I see.
Like, oh, you just have to finish watching it. Like, no, I still feel the same way. Sorry.
Yeah,
I just don't like shonen, though. Like, I don't think the show was bad. I just think shonen's not really for me.
I see. Should we continue talking about anime, or should I finish up with these questions?
I like talking. I was going to mention that me and my friends started watching Stranger Things yesterday, and I flipped out because I have seen the entirety of season 1, and I love that show, and all of them had never seen it, so I was watching it, and I was like, oh my god, I'm gonna watch it again, and it's just, and it's amazing. I love the show. The acting is really good, and the music is great. My friends did point out a lot of, formulaic kind of stuff in the first episode or 2, but it still worked well. Like, it wasn't bad, I guess.
Yeah, I can understand that. I need to watch that series. I keep hearing it everywhere.
Yeah. That is kind of a downside to when something is really good and then it reaches a lot of people, because then if you are kind of out of the loop or something and everyone's talking about it, it just makes you want to not watch it or something.
Boy, do I remember when Undertale was making its rounds.
I remember when Steven Universe got popular because I was late to the party and didn't really show interest at first until I saw a clip of an episode from like a couple seasons later, and I was like, oh, I think I'll give the show a try. But before that, whenever my friends will be like, you gotta watch Steven Universe, I was just like, stop talking to me. I don't want to hear the same show all the time because I didn't know anything about it, and I don't like it when people shove stuff in my face. I didn't even check it out until I personally saw something that interested me about it.
I actually remember seeing the pilot on Cartoon Network when I still actually watched TV.
Yeah, the pilot was kind of funny.
Yeah, I remember.
The designs are different.
Yeah, the designs are really different. After seeing the pilot, after rewatching the pilot a little bit, I remember seeing it on Cartoon Network, and I also saw it advertised pretty much everywhere on TV. And I never thought to check it out, really, until I saw my friend on, like, a finals day or something like that, wearing a Garnet shirt.
I have a Garnet shirt.
Yes. So I thought, so I thought, like, I've seen that before. Is that Steven Universe? And it's like, and it was like, yeah. And I was like, why are you wearing a Steven Universe shirt? And I was like,
why are you wearing that?
I don't know I don't know how I responded, but I do recall having my interest piqued. So then I started watching it on Hulu, which doesn't have all the episodes.
Yeah, I think that's where I started. And now, like, we have Hulu and Netflix, but we haven't had cable we don't have cable for a long time, so we just look for stuff online or Redbox or everywhere we can besides cable. And if we can't find it there, then I guess we can't watch it.
Yeah. So yeah, I had to. They didn't have all the episodes, but they did have up to the one that everyone freaks about. I think it's called Jailbreak, right?
Oh yeah, that was the first episode that I freaked out about.
Yes. Yeah, that one's usually the episode where people are like, oh yes, this is the reason why you should watch Steven Universe. Take this, look at it, look at it. Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
How about I get back to these questions? Where do you draw inspiration? I still have...
Everywhere.
Everywhere.
My ass. No. Sometimes. Honestly, like, all kinds of things. Sometimes dreams and role plays help me develop characters sometimes. Even if the plot has nothing to do with my original universe or whatever. It helps me figure out how they might react to certain situations and stuff. Sometimes real life situations, occasionally. I don't want to clean this room. Oh my god. I just had like a twang of like, oh god, no. Fluffy's been wanting me to clean up this room forever. Like, since we moved here. I mean, it hasn't been that long, but like, it's been at least a week. And there's just boxes everywhere, and I don't want to.
Yeah.
I don't want to move. But, yeah, I mean, I don't want to move my body, and we already moved to the house, and I was excited about that. And I packed everything up. I packed almost everything up all by myself.
Yeah.
So,
Okay.
they need to help me get the boxes out.
Okay, so, let's see here.
The inspiration's just kind of like, oh, YouTube, everything. I think the last thing that inspired me was like a paragraph about light bulbs, and I was like, I'm gonna make those.
Oh yes. What was it again? Those gender flux light bulbs again that I saw on your DeviantArt and your Twitter. I mean, no, Tumblr. It was Tumblr. Sorry, was it?
Yeah, because somebody was like, imagine a light bulb, and this is how you describe it. And I was like, oh my god, that's kind of clever. I can draw those. I bet it would be, everyone would be like, oh, I like that. And it's funny how easy it is to get noticed on Amino app if there's a lot of people in the group that you posted. And so I posted a link to the Tumblr blog and a couple of Amino groups that I'm in. And one person was even like, oh my god, thank you for making these. And they put it on their profile, and I was just like, oh my god, I'm so flattered. And I have my Girl Flex light bulb on my profile. I made a bunch of flowers yesterday for sexual orientations. And I'm gonna make like a bunch more for just all of the stuff. Or just like a big like lot of each of them, and then if people want to request a specific one that I did not make or a custom or whatever, I can do that too. Yeah.
Let me see. Oh yes. Would you say you have a process for coming up with ideas? Like, if you just say, like, someone may jot random words onto a notepad and something pops up. Or, just like...
I should probably come up with a process. I don't know how to describe how I normally sit down and think of ideas on my own. I think what has to happen is I need to have some form of inspiration already that I can work off of, or I have to be sort of in the mood for it. But I think my best ideas come when I have somebody to bounce ideas off of. Like, I either get really great ideas from that person, or I can sort of help flesh them out, or I say something and then they make it better or whatever.
Yeah.
It's great when you have more than one mind, even if you end up doing all the talking. Like, when you have that... It always makes me think of that time in school whenever I didn't know how to do a math problem, and I'd run up to the teacher and be like, I don't know how to do this, help me. And when I'd wait in line for like 20 minutes, and then as soon as I got up there, I'd be like, hey, what if you did it like this? And he's like, yep, that's right. And I'm like, yay, I did it myself, and then I run away.
Okay.
Before that point, I could not figure out how to do it. It's so weird. Having a soundboard is great.
You know what I usually think of for when I come up with ideas for stories, at least. For short stories and such, I usually have an image in my head, like for say, swing. For one of my short stories, swinging on the town tree.
Swiggity Swooty, I'm coming for that booty. It just happened. As soon as you said swing, I was like, Swiggity Swooty, I'm coming for that booty!
Okay. As soon as...
Listen to...
Like,
Sorry.
for my short story, Swinging on the Town Tree, I imagined, I thought of an image of... I was thinking about a metaphor for mob mentality and how it can go both ways. And I thought of two people on opposite sides hanging by their necks on a tree. And that was basically the ending piece. And my story is basically, I write the story to get to that piece.
Yeah, having the end in mind is always pretty important. Like, sometimes just coming up with random fun stuff can add some great padding to it, or some, not really, I don't want to say padding, because that just implies, like, filler or useless, Yeah. But, like, it can add some really fun interactions and add your own spark to it and stuff, but sometimes if you're just completely aimless, then it turns out to just be a mess, and you're just like, I don't know what to do anymore. That's kind of that was my problem with my first drafts of JR, because it started as just a role play, kind of, like, Julie was already a character, but she was really new, and I was just like, oh, I want to role play as Julie, I'll do that, yay. So I did that, and then I was like, I love this story that we did on accident, let's make it into a comic, and then I had to redo it twice because it was just a role play, so I had to make it better. Yeah. While still keeping the elements that I liked about it.
Yeah.
Which can be difficult.
Yeah,
especially Chives, he needs to freaking calm down.
Have you found Chives' voice yet?
No. I'm sad.
For those,
you're his secretary.
For those of you who don't know, it's been her Skype bio for a while. Someday I'll find Chives' voice. That was her Skype bio.
Google Skype status. Chives is one of my other main characters for Justice Roulette, and he is like this weird story of my life. Like, I don't even know, man. It's just I have so much weird history with Chives because my husband hates him now, and he created him, and I am the one who designed him and fleshed him out and I'm the reason his species is still alive and everything. I'm the reason his planet has a name. I remember when me and Fluffy would talk about that, and I'm like, oh, let's write a book about it. What's it called? And he's just like, I don't know, I never thought about it. So then later I'm like, you need to name your planet because I'm going to write a book about it, or we're going to write a book about it or something. We'd always be planning all the role plays, and then we couldn't think of a name for the planet, and eventually he just popped out with like, I don't know, call it Promontory Plus or something, and I don't even know if he knew what that word meant. I don't remember what it means either, but we spell it different anyway, so it means nothing. It's like LGBT plus, except it's Promontory Plus. Except there's a space in between the words. What am I doing? Oh my god, I'm sorry. I love talking about my characters and my comics and stuff.
Don't worry. Don't
Makes me happy.
Don't worry.
We're on CreatorCast or whatever. We're supposed to.
Yes, that is the correct. Anyways, let me.
If anyone wants to know, my current Skype status is "It's your boy Guzma."
I meant to ask you about that, honestly. What does that mean?
Oh, it's a quote kind of from the newest Pokemon game, which is my favorite one since Black and White, which was my first Pokemon game. So, good job, Game Freak. Good job. It was really good. I like it.
Okay.
And Guzma is one of the characters.
I see.
I heard somebody call it Guzma, and I was just like, why would you name yourself that? Guzma's a weird name, but Guzma sounds like you're just, like, guzzling water or, like, other things that you should not be guzzling, and it's just like, No. You can stop. Oh my god.
Okay. So, for the content you make, what steps are there usually for creating it? Like, say, is there like a process that you usually have to do? Like, say, come up with idea, lay down sketch, line art, and all those kinds of things. What would you say is your process?
I could write a book about my art process. For writing, if there is any song or music that it's based off of or inspired from, I have to play that song over and over because it's the best way for me to get the mood right, especially for drawings that are based off a song. Like right now I'm trying to do a comic that's based off of a song, and it's all about chives. But it's so hard because it's just there's too much emotion in my heart for this, and I can't put it on paper yet. I'm working on it. Anyway, so there's that. Music helps a lot. For art or comics, for stories or comics, I have to write down the script first. I guess stories and comics are a little different. I haven't tried to write a book in a long time, so I'll just do comics. I have to write the script, I have to plan it a lot, and then I have to go back and mess it with it because I'm so lazy and I rush a lot, so I always forget to plan out the actual surroundings in the world and stuff and how things work before I start just writing the character interactions, and that always messes up my story. I really need to stop writing the script and go draw some damn ships.
I see.
Ships as in actual spaceships for once. Normally when I say ship, I mean pairing or something.
Relationship.
Then once I have the script done, I sketch it out on a paper, not paper, but like on my tablet, and then I outline it, and then I flat color it with base colors of any color. It doesn't matter if they're right or not yet. Then I turn on opacity lock and make them the right colors because it's just easier to get things filled in faster that way. Just in case my program glitches, I want to get it saved as quickly as possible because selections don't save. And then shading, and I tend to change the color of the line art slightly on occasion, usually. And then I always sign it, and with comics, I gotta add the bubbles and the dialogue. And, I feel like this is the most standard thing ever, but I've been thinking about possibly making sort of a walkthrough, watch me draw, speed draw thing to show people what my process is. But I do have some speed paints that are up to date of my process on YouTube. Like, I don't really do anything different yet since the last one. And I use references. Use references all the time. It's really helpful. It's no shame at all. Except for the time that I used a picture that was way too small, and I didn't know that I could click the picture and make it bigger. Like I didn't think about it. So I was just like, oh, I'll just copy and paste this one and then use that pose because I'm bad at coming up with poses sometimes. And then her boobs ended up looking really weird because I couldn't freaking see them correctly. I was like, how did this happen? So I used a separate picture as reference for that, and then it just was just like, no.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so, yeah. Do you see yourself anywhere in the future? Where do you see yourself?
I'm everywhere. Do I see myself anywhere? I hope so.
How do you imagine you will be in the future? Where do you think
I will.
Where do you think you'll go?
Be a little...
Oh, sorry.
You can't. Just kidding. I'm hoping I'll be more emotionally stable. Which, are you barking again? Really? God, why are my cats always barking? And it's really need to stop because I already fixed their water.
Oh no.
Where was I? Oh, I've gotten better since I moved out, but I still have a long way to go, and I have anxiety, so that makes it harder. Or I guess that's what makes it hard in the first place, rather. But I think I'm making slow progress at learning how to adult and handle myself, so that's a thing. I think I want to have a kid at some point. I don't know when, though, because I'm scared as hell. Hopefully when I get my life together a little bit more, which I can go at my own pace, so that's good. But I think there'll eventually be a time where I'm as ready as I can be. I just need to get there.
Yeah.
And hopefully I'll have a following for JR and actually more than 5 pages up by then. Whenever then is.
I look forward to the day when there's more pages to JR.
Yeah. One day I'm just gonna get on there and upload 20 pages and be like, next week 40 pages. I'm kidding. You'd never be able to finish 40 pages in a week. But yeah, I really do want to get on there and just like shove the entire chapter on the site all at once and just here, drink it all in. Look at it.
Watch
the little girl cry.
Look at it.
That's what happens in the first chapter. It's a little girl crying because her parents are assholes. Oh no, I spoiled it. I'm such a spoiler. Like, I can't keep myself from spoiling almost my entire story. I have to really watch myself.
Okay.
Yeah. I fail.
Let's see. Well, we're getting down to the last few questions. What
sad now.
What do you enjoy what you do, and what do you enjoy about it? If yes.
It gives me diarrhea. I could not say that with a straight face. I was like, I was looking at the next question, and I was like, I'm going to say something really stupid and off the wall, and it's going to make everyone laugh, and I couldn't even say it right. I very much enjoy what I do. I love brainstorming and coming up with story stuffs. Actually drawing it and committing to it and writing it all out is more tedious and takes more like dedication and can feel a little more like work. But I'm trying to like go at my own pace and try to keep on a okay sleep schedule so I'm not just not drawing for weeks. And lately it's been okay. I'm happy about that. And yeah, I love writing and drawing characters and drawing things and role-playing and stuff.
Yeah.
Role-playing is a big part of my life and identity and being.
Yes, sleep schedule. I do recall at one point it was 5 o'clock and you were telling me you just woke up or something like that.
Oh, like 5 o'clock in the afternoon or something?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I actually slept till 6 something yesterday and I was just like, why? Why did I wake up so late? And then last night, I think I stayed up really late, but I got up at 9:30 to go pay bills and go get presents for myself. So I'm surprised I'm awake right now.
Mm.
Yay.
Okay. Okay. Now.
Okay.
What content do you enjoy consuming the most? What kind of content do you usually like to intake? Do you like to watch YouTube videos, read books?
I inhale all the content. Like maybe with their vacuum face.
Yeah. What kind of content would you say you have to consume the most, really? Like I watch YouTube videos sometimes. I watch movies about maybe the same amount of time. I watch a lot of horror movies lately because I don't know what else I want to watch. Or stuff that I haven't seen in a while. I tend to watch things that I've already seen either because I'm too lazy to pay attention to something new or I'm just like, I think it really is just my mind is too tired to pay attention to something new. So a lot of times I'll just go back and watch the same series by some YouTuber I like over and over while I'm drawing or something. I want to read more, but it's so difficult for some reason for me to sit down and read a book or even a comic.
it for some reason it feels like a waste of time, and I don't know why. I guess because I'm used to actually like making something. So if I'm not making something, my brain thinks it's a waste of time, even though it's not. And I listen to music almost every waking moment of my life.
What kind of music do you listen to usually?
Dr. Pepper. That's not music.
I'm pretty sure.
Right now I'm listening to violins. Yeah. I love like electronic techno dancey stuff with a bass and all that. It's my favorite kind of music. But there's pretty much a little of everything in my favorite songs or whatever. Sometimes, well, lately I've been listening to a lot of Halsey, if that's how you say her name.
Halsey?
And Melanie Martinez.
Halsey? You
Halsey?
mean? Yes.
Is that how you say it?
Yeah.
Like Halsey?
I honestly, you should see my music taste. I don't find in all honesty, I don't find Halsey interesting in that much, and neither Melanie Martinez. In all honesty, I listen to a lot of experimental stuff, oh boy, there's this band called Swans that I've recently gotten into really a lot, and it's like really experimental, droney. You would swear they just recorded reverb. Sometimes the songs are like half an hour long.
Oh, nice. Sometimes I like long musical songs, instrumental songs, because it gives me something to put in my YouTube videos if it says like royalty free or you can use this or something. A few of my other favorite bands, I guess I'd say, are Owl City, Steam Powered Giraffe, and what's the other one? The Birthday Massacre, which are all like completely different styles of music.
Do you like synthwave? Would you say? Imagine.
I don't.
Imagine.
Yeah, I don't know what that is in particular, but it has the word synth in it, so.
Imagine the kind of music you would hear in an 80s sci-fi film with really a bunch of synthesizers and all those kind of, that synthesizer sound.
I don't know. I don't recognize decades very well either. I'm just like, the only thing I know about the 70s is disco, unless that was the 80s. I still don't know.
That was the 70s.
Because someone's bound to correct me. Like,
that was the 70s.
Okay, I'm glad I at
You're
least got that right. I'm always like unsure because everyone's like, no, it's like the 1994 style of rock and roll. Like, I don't know what that is. I mean, it's
grunge?
Cool that a lot of people
What?
do. I just, what? I don't know. I just pulled something out of my ass. There's a lot of things.
Grunge was usually the kind of rock that usually ruled the radio stations in 1990s or something like that. But anyway, stuff like
I'm really
stuff like Nirvana and such.
Very good with music. I think I'm a lot better with art than music, and there's still things like I just found out like 2 days ago that on Easy Paint Tool or however you pronounce it, my favorite art program, my main one that I use, it has a transform option with the free transform tool that does perspective, and I have yet to test it, and I'm freaking out. Like, perspective.
Yes.
Probably good for like a base ref in your sketch or something.
I just was.
At least for flat objects.
Yeah. I just got a bunch of brushes for Photoshop off of this website that I'm hoping to teach me how to draw, because that is something I really need to do.
Teach you how to draw? It's pretty cool. You mean the website, right?
Yeah, the website.
Oh, okay. I like learning Photoshop techniques. I'm actually not very good with Photoshop. Like, I know how to use it, and I have this really old version, so almost no brushes even work with it anymore. Shit, I accidentally opened it, and it takes forever to open. But, I got it off LimeWire, so...
Yeah.
When I was really young, and I didn't even know what that meant. I still have it, because of me. But other than using brushes, using some filter effects and other things, I have to look up tutorials all the time to figure out how to do anything really significant, I guess.
Yeah. I have Photoshop because for the longest time I was actually paying for Animate. But I realized I don't use this program that often, and I probably... And then so I thought, okay, I'm gonna cancel my Adobe subscription. And then they said, okay, we can cancel your Adobe subscription, but it'll cost you like $60 to cancel it. And I was like, what?
How about I just change my bank account number or delete it so you can't take my money anymore?
So I then decided, okay, you know what? I'll get I'll just downgrade my plan. So I got the Photoshop Lightroom bundle that costs $10 a month rather than $20 a month for just one program, which is weird.
I never thought about paying like an ongoing bill for programs. I know you can do it to pay off a program, but I forgot about the other thing. Whenever I would look at...
Yeah, Adobe has recently taken the plunge to not do full pay anymore. They only do things like you can only pay by monthly or yearly now.
Wait, you don't even have the option to pay for the whole thing anymore?
Nope.
That's some bullshit.
It is some bullshit.
Like, wow.
And now I can't...
It's a good thing I got one of my friends. I don't have to pay nothing. I can get whatever I want. I'm kidding. I can't get anything I want. So sometimes I go around looking for stuff and I mess up, and I regret it. Nice. God damn it! I need my content.
Okay. So let's...
No, my content.
Okay then. I think that's it, honestly. Thanks for being on. Thanks for being the first guest for the LatteDog's Content Creator Cast. So, this is Star the Spaz on Twitter, and the Angry Librarian on YouTube. And go and check her out and such. And have a good day, everyone.